My sister demanded I give her my wedding venue because she got engaged last week. Hi, Reddit. Long-time lurker. First-time poster. This is a story of how my sister managed to hijack half my engagement with her over-the-top entitlement, guilt-tripping, and full-on manipulation. Buckle up. This is the first part of what turned into a ridiculous family saga. I, 29F, got engaged to my now husband Mark, 32M, last summer. We'd been together for 4 years and talked about marriage pretty early on. We waited a bit because we were both grinding through graduate school and didn't want to plan a wedding while juggling finals, jobs, and the financial nightmare that is adult life. Mark proposed during a weekend trip to the mountains. It was sweet, private, and perfect. We didn't do a big announcement right away, just called our parents and closest friends, and then slowly told people over the next couple weeks. I come from a big, loud family where weddings are a huge deal, so I knew when the news fully hit the grapevine, things would spiral, but I never expected what came next. Enter my sister, Taylor, 26F, or as my fiancé now calls her, the main character. Taylor is the youngest in our family of 3 siblings. I'm the oldest, and our brother Alex, 31M, is in the middle. Taylor has always been the baby, like capital B baby. My parents spoiled her in ways I didn't even understand until I moved out and saw how real life worked. She got a car at 16, never worked a job in college, lived rent-free at home until she was 25. To her credit, she's charming when she wants to be. She's the kind of person who could talk her way out of a parking ticket and into a free concert ticket in the same day. But beneath that charm is a kind of entitled energy you can smell from across the room. She once threw a tantrum because our mom wouldn't cancel Thanksgiving dinner to help her move apartments. That kind of vibe. So, fast forward 3 months after our engagement, Mark and I had finally booked our dream venue. It's this beautiful vineyard about an hour outside the city, gorgeous trees, rustic barn, open-air ceremony spot with sunset view. It's everything we wanted. Expensive? Absolutely. But we saved, we budgeted, and it was our splurge. I cried when we toured it. Then, a week after we sent out our save the dates, Taylor drops the bomb. She's engaged. To be clear, she'd only been dating her now fiancé, Josh, 28M, for about 6 months. None of us had even met him yet. She texts the whole family group chat with a photo of the ring, which I recognized from a popular Etsy page. Not judging, just noting, and a message. We're engaged. Can't wait to plan the wedding of my dreams, Redheart. Cool. Everyone sends congratulations. I give her a call to say congrats. She doesn't answer. No, big deal. Probably busy celebrating. 2 days later, she calls me out of nowhere and drops this line. Hey, I was thinking maybe we could swap wedding venues. At first, I laugh. I think she's joking, but she's quiet. Me? Wait, seriously? Why would we do that? Taylor, because your venue is like exactly what I've always pictured for my wedding. And Josh's family is really big. That barn you booked would be perfect. And you already know the manager and stuff, so it wouldn't be hard to switch. I honestly thought I was on a hidden camera show. Me? Taylor, we've already booked it. We signed the contract. Sent deposits. We've sent out save the dates. Taylor, without missing a beat. Okay, but if it's already planned, you could just cancel and rebook somewhere else. It's not like you're getting married tomorrow. I swear I was stunned into silence. I tried to explain calmly that we weren't changing our venue, but she kept pushing. Taylor, you're being really selfish right now. I just got engaged. You had months to enjoy it. I want one thing. Just one. Now, here's where it really starts to spiral. I say no. Mark says absolutely not. Taylor starts texting my parents. Within 24 hours, my mom calls me with concerns. Mom, can't you just talk to your sister again? She's really upset. She said you mocked her engagement. Me, Mom, I congratulated her. I just told her no about the venue. She want me to give it to her. Mom, well, she is your sister. And there it was. That classic line. The eternal weapon of family manipulation. She's your sister. Over the next week, My mom and dad both start dropping little hints like, you two could do a smaller ceremony somewhere else. Taylor's always dreamed of a rustic wedding. She's never asked for much, which is a blatant lie. It gets worse. Taylor starts posting wedding inspo on Instagram and tagging the vineyard. She hasn't booked it. She can't. We already did. But she keeps making posts like, manifesting my dream wedding here ring sparkles, with a photo of our venue. My friends start asking if we canceled. Mark is furious. My future in-laws are confused. I reach out to Taylor again and ask her to please stop tagging the venue we booked. Taylor, you're being petty. I'm just excited. Me, you can be excited about your wedding without pretending it's at our venue. Taylor, so what? You think you own vineyards now? I wish I were kidding. Eventually, it all explodes in the family group chat. I finally say something because the posts are getting out of hand, and people are asking me when her wedding is. Me, just to clarify, Mark and I are still getting married at venue on date. I don't want there to be confusion, since Taylor's been tagging the location. Taylor immediately replies, Taylor, wow, way to make everything about you. I'm sorry you can't stand that I'm finally happy. Then my aunt chimes in, Aunt Deborah, I don't see why you both can't compromise. Taylor's a baby. Let her have her special day. At this point, Mark leaves the chat. My brother Alex messages me privately with, and I quote, is this an actual real thing, or did someone slip ayahuasca into the family water supply? Mark and I are still holding our venue. The date is locked. Taylor is now on the fence about even having a wedding, but keeps telling people we stole her dream location. My parents are clearly on her side, but won't say it directly. She has not apologized. Not once. She is still tagging my venue weekly. My fiancé and I are exhausted. It's like planning a wedding and fending off an emotional toddler at the same time. If you read part 1, you know my sister Taylor, 26F, demanded I, 29F, give her my wedding venue because she got engaged literally a week after I did. She wanted me to cancel my venue, which was already booked, paid for, and announced, because it was her dream wedding location. I said no. She lost it. My parents, they took her side. And as if that wasn't bad enough, she decided to escalate. Let's get into the fallout, the guilt campaign, and the moment I realized she might actually try to sabotage my wedding. I got engaged to Mark, 32M, my fiancé, and booked our venue, a gorgeous vineyard about an hour from our city. Taylor got engaged 1 week after I announced my engagement. She'd only been dating her fiancé, Josh, 28M, for about 6 months. She demanded I give her the venue. I said no. She threw a tantrum. Family group chat meltdown ensued. She's been posting on Instagram pretending she's getting married at our venue. Now, buckle up. Here's where things go from annoying to nuclear. A week after the family group chat explosion, Taylor starts what I can only describe as a passive-aggressive sympathy tour. She starts texting extended family individually, my aunts, cousins, even my godmother. How do I know this? Because multiple relatives start messaging me with things like, hey, is everything okay between you and Taylor? She seemed really upset about the wedding stuff. She said you two were fighting over a misunderstanding with the venue. Just thought I'd check in. One even said, I heard you uninvited her? That can't be right. Uninvited her? I hadn't even sent out the official invites yet. I called Taylor. She doesn't pick up. Again, classic move. So I text her, me, hey, have you been telling people I uninvited you for my wedding? Taylor, you basically did. What am I supposed to tell them? That my own sister doesn't want me there. Me, you're twisting this. I never said that. I said we're keeping the venue and the date. Taylor, same thing. At this point I realize she's rewriting the narrative so that I'm the villain and she's the poor, sad, excluded little sister who's being bullied by Bridezilla. Here's where things get really crazy. Mark and I had finally gotten our invites printed and ready to send. A family friend of his runs a small print shop, so we got them custom made. Heavy cardstock, wax seal, floor design to match the vineyard vibe, stunning. It cost us a pretty penny, but we wanted it to feel personal. We store the invites in boxes in my parents' spare bedroom. Yes, I know, rookie mistake. But our apartment was being renovated, and we thought it was safe. We didn't think Taylor would go full heist movie. One Sunday, we go over for dinner. Taylor's there, acting super sweet, even complimenting our invite design. It's so rustic chic, she says. Mark and I are instantly suspicious. This girl hasn't said a nice thing about anything we've done since we got engaged. 2 days later, we go back to pick up the invites. One of the boxes is missing. We check the garage, the basement, everywhere. Gone. When we ask my mom, she says, "Oh, Taylor needed a box for some engagement stuff. Maybe she took it by accident." By accident? We drive straight to Taylor's apartment. We walk in and see it. The box, opened, sitting on her dining table. Inside are our wedding invites. Some opened, some missing entirely. Me, why do you have our invites? Taylor, I was just looking. I wanted to see how they were printed. You're seriously overreacting. Mark, where are the missing ones? Taylor, I don't know. Maybe they fell out. I lost it. I started yelling. She started crying. She pulls out the ultimate card. You don't want me to be happy. You never have. You're just jealous because for once I'm getting attention. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Jealous? Of her? I have never, in my entire life, wanted to be her. I have worked for everything I have. She has coasted through life like it's a reality show where producers edit out consequences. After that, Mark and I made the decision to go low contact with Taylor. We told her she was still invited to the wedding, but if she pulled anything else, she'd be cut out completely. She didn't apologize. She never even admitted to taking the invites. We had to reprint 50 of them. Some guests never received theirs. We only found out because they messaged us asking if they were still invited. Our parents? Totally useless. Mom, you two are acting like children. Can't you just forgive each other? Dad, this is what happens when you make everything a big production. They acted like the missing invites were no big deal, that I should just let it go. Taylor's next move? Instagram stories. She started posting vague quotes like, "Some people just can't stand to see others happy. It always hurts worse when it's your own blood. Good sisters celebrate each other. Toxic ones compete." Each story was paired with old childhood photos of us, like she was putting together some emotional slideshow smear campaign. People who hadn't talked to me in years suddenly started watching my stories. Mutual friends DM'd me asking what happened. At one point, a girl I barely knew from high school messaged me to say, "Not taking sides, but Taylor deserves better." What? Who asked you? 3 weeks before the wedding, Taylor shows up at my bridal shower. She wasn't supposed to come. She said she had a conflict, but she shows up late, wearing white, with her own camera crew. Okay, 2 friends with iPhones, but still, she walks in like she's a guest of honor, gives me a gift bag from Sephora, literally just sample perfumes, and immediately starts directing people for photos. Then I hear her say to someone, "When it's my turn, I'll make sure the vibe is more elegant." I turned to Mark's cousin and said, "Get me a mimosa and a sedative." That was the final straw. I told my parents, Taylor is no longer invited to the wedding. Their reaction? "Mom, you'll regret this." "Dad, you're tearing the family apart." "No, I'm protecting the family. Specifically, the part that involves me not being publicly humiliated on what's supposed to be the happiest day of my life. Taylor is officially uninvited from the wedding. My parents are furious. She's still posting cryptic drama online. Some family members are threatening not to attend in solidarity with Taylor. Mark and I are considering hiring private security. And the wedding? It's 2 weeks away. The Friday before the wedding, Mark and I were staying at a small cottage near the venue. It was a calm before the storm, and honestly, we were in good spirits. Our rehearsal dinner was simple and sweet. His parents were amazing the whole time, and our friends helped set up everything without fuss. But late that night, around 11:30 p.m., I got a text from my cousin Lindsay. "Lindsay, hey, you might want to know, Taylor's been messaging people about a backup plan for tomorrow." Me, what does that mean? Lindsay, she's saying there's a chance she might show up. She thinks you'll cave when you see her. She also posted a TikTok of her getting her makeup trial done with the caption, "Tomorrow's the day winking face ringed." My stomach dropped. I hadn't blocked Taylor. Some small part of me hoped she'd back off, but now I regretted it. I pulled up her page. Sure enough, she was posting videos with her friends drinking wine and captioning it with lines like, "Celebrating love tomorrow, even if I'm not invited." I'll be honest, the morning of the wedding was blissfully peaceful. I woke up at sunrise, sipped coffee with my maid of honor, and felt a strange calm come over me. Everything was beautiful. The weather was perfect. The florals were exactly what I imagined. The venue looked like a Pinterest board come to life. Even my mom, who had been Team Taylor up until the week before, seemed to finally get it. She hugged me, cried, and said, "You look like a dream. I'm sorry for everything." Was it a real apology? Kinda. I took it. At 4 p.m., guests began to arrive. At 4:45 p.m., as I was getting final touches done on my makeup, my cousin Lindsay burst into the bridal suite. "Lindsay, she's here." I nearly dropped my lipstick. "Me, Taylor?" "Lindsay." "Yep. She's wearing floor-length white satin." She told the usher she's here as family of the bride and walked straight past them. Let me repeat. Floor, length, white, satin. She looked like she was intentionally cosplaying a bride. I told the venue manager and our security guy. Yes, we hired one. Thank God. That Taylor was not on the list and not allowed in. At first, she tried to talk her way in like she always does. She said, "I'm the bride's sister. This is all just a misunderstanding. She's just being dramatic. You know how she gets." Then she tried to guilt-trip the manager. "Would you really keep a bride's only sister from watching her get married?" I helped her pick this venue. Lie. She'd never even toured it. When that didn't work, she tried the waterworks. I'm just here to support her. I wore white as a symbol of peace. Eventually, the security guy calmly escorted her out to the parking lot while she screamed, "You're dead to me. My name..." You'll regret this for the rest of your life. Our wedding coordinator closed the suite door and said, "Well, that was spicy. You okay?" I was shaking, but honestly, I also felt incredible relief. Once I knew Taylor was off the premises, the ceremony went off flawlessly. I walked down the aisle without stress. Mark was crying before I even reached him. My brother Alex gave a speech that had everyone laughing and sobbing at the same time. There were no interruptions, no drama, just joy. Taylor never came back. At the reception, I gave a toast. I wasn't planning to mention Taylor, but after everything, I couldn't resist a little dig. To all the friends and family who made today special, thank you for showing up with love, grace, and appropriate attire. Cue the loudest laughter of the night. Even my dad chuckled, which, to be fair, was probably the champagne. Then came the biggest moment of poetic justice. Remember how Taylor had been tagging our venue, pretending it was hers? Well, the venue had reposted our official wedding photos to their social media page with the caption, "A truly magical day for my name and Mark, wishing them a lifetime of love." Taylor unfollowed the venue that night. Petty? Maybe. Satisfying? Oh, absolutely. After the wedding, we left for our honeymoon. When we got back, we were met with silence. Taylor still hasn't contacted me. She's blocked me on Instagram, Facebook, and even Venmo. What did Venmo do? My parents are awkward. My mom occasionally tries to float the "maybe you can patch things up one day" line. My dad hasn't brought it up once. My brother Alex? He's Team Sanity and sends me memes weekly to keep spirits high. Extended family is split, most sided with us. A few still think I was too harsh. One uncle called me a bridezilla, but I found out he's on his third marriage, so I used to think entitled was just a cute Reddit label. Now, I've lived it. Taylor genuinely believed she was owed my wedding. Not a favor, not support, the whole thing. The venue, the vibe, the attention. She tried to manipulate, guilt, sabotage, and crash it. And when it didn't work, she burned the bridge herself. Do I regret uninviting her? No. Would I do it again? In a heartbeat. So if you're out there dealing with an entitled family member, just remember, boundaries are not cruelty. Saying no is not selfish. And sometimes you really do have to block people, even if they're blood,